My name is Nate George. I use he, him, his pronouns, and I have been with Imagine 16 and a half years. I was moving to Colorado. My best friend at the time worked here, and I needed a job. And so I came in and did an interview, and I took the job, and then I didn't honestly intend for it to be a career, if you will, but it kind of turned into that. It just found it's the place that I fit. Going to work, when you start working and you have coworkers and kind of those settings, it's not going to work. It's like kind of going to hang out with your friends and you're all doing something together, and that is kind of work, but and then you get lifelong friendships kind of out of that and everybody outside of that. So I think it tracks in my mind. We wake up together, we eat breakfast, we get ready for our daily routines, whatever those may be. In our case, our fellow goes to day program 4 days a week. So we get up, we get dressed, we get ready, go drop off at day program, and then I'm kind of free between 9 and 2:30 or so, give or take. Doctor's appointments withstanding. And that's time for me to kind of run my errands around town and get things done and ready for the home. And then I pick him up in the afternoon, and we just kind of live a normal everyday life. That's, in his case, he wants to come home, he wants to kind of chill after his day program, he takes a little nap, and then he wants to do what any 60-year-old man does and watch TV, just kind of hang out, eat snacks. On the weekends, we go for drives. We just kind of do life together. Consistency. That is absolutely, I think, the number one thing. I know in our case in particular, the fellas that we have lived with, we were originally in a companion model that had been a PCA, which is like a 3-person model, in which there was rotating staff all the time. So staff kind of worked shifts, and there were overnight staff who lived in the basement, but it kind of changed throughout the course of the day. And for folks who really, really rely on routine, knowing who is going to be there when they come home at the end of the day, knowing what's going to happen when you wake up, whose face they're going to see, really changes a lot of things. It provides a lot of stability and a lot of comfort. In our case, I think in particular, one of our residents had autism and was on the spectrum, and so keeping things kind of done at the same time in the same place and knowing who was going to be there really leveled out behaviors, and it really just provided that consistency. And I think I've seen that kind of time and time again, that when folks transition out of a larger group setting where maybe they have to vie for attention, and so they'll act out a little bit differently, or they have a preferred staff member that they like, so staff members get different behaviors, and it can be really hard to help that client kind of get back on track with their plan. I always go back to kind of the very first thing when we first moved in. We took a serious evaluation at the medications that folks were on, and especially the psychotropic medication. When we first moved in, we had 2 folks, and we kind of took a look at those, and after we had gotten kind of that consistency that we spoke about, we went to the doctor and we said, maybe we can try to kind of taper down and see if we can lower some of these. And ultimately, we were able to get both of the fellas completely off of their psychotropic medications. One of them has stayed off of that psychotropic medication for more than a decade now, and having no psychotropes at all. And so having that consistency helped us kind of address some of those aggressive behaviors, and we didn't have to use some of those psychotropes to control some of those impulses. And so for me, that is always something that I am very proud of. Be ready. Be ready to experience all of the emotions that a human is capable of. You will have the highest of highs. You're going to experience joys and successes that people have been working for their whole lives, and you're going to see them achieve that. And then sometimes you're going to see them stumble, and sometimes you're going to see them fail, and you're going to see them hurt. And that hurts to watch that happen. So you have to be ready to kind of run the gamut of emotions, and have to be ready to like fully embrace what it means to be human, and what it means to take care of another person, and to be a rock for that person. You know, it's not easy, but it is absolutely worth it. So